Keeping your PC cool is about as important as keeping your drink cool. It should also be one of your top priorities, especially when you're streaming, editing, or just grinding out a long ranked session. By keeping your components cooler, they will literally perform better. You'll have less lag, you'll have more FPS if you just keep your CPU and your GPU cooler. But not everybody has the space or the budget for those massive tower coolers or those big expensive AIOs. That is why today we are taking a closer look at the Vetroo V3 CPU air cooler, a compact ARGB lit cooler that claims solid performance in a very small package. If you've got a small form factor build, or you're just looking for a budget-friendly cooling option, you're gonna wanna stick around for this one. Welcome back to the Pixel Pub. My name is Devin. Here we help gamers, streamers, and content creators game more and stress less about their tech. Cheers to Vetroo for sending out this V3 CPU cooler to me and letting me share all of my honest thoughts with you. Cheers. We're gonna start with the unboxing of this. Very simple packaging as well as simple components. Exactly what you need and not much more. We've got the Vetroo V3 cooler itself with a 92mm fan pre-installed, mounting hardware for both the Intel and AMD sockets, a very small packet of thermal paste, and of course the user manual, which is, let's be honest, on CPU coolers, probably one of the more important manuals to actually keep. You need to be able to figure out which mounting brackets you need to use when it comes to actually putting this on. So the cooler itself stands just 133 millimeters tall, which is one of its biggest selling points. That low profile makes it a great choice for compact PC cases, budget builds where the space is tight. You're also getting 3 direct contact heat pipes, a dense aluminum fin stack, and a PWM controlled fan that can ramp from 800 to 2200 RPM. And yes, it is an ARGB lit up fan, which is fully compatible with your motherboard's lighting software, so it will match all of the rest of your RGB, don't worry. Installing the V3 was pretty straightforward. If you've ever installed a CPU cooler, you're going to be able to install this one. The mounting kit supports Intel LGA 1851, 1700, 1200, 115X, as well as AMD AM4 and AM5 platforms. I want to also shout out Vetroo for putting the little sticky pads on the back of the mounting bracket. Not everybody does this, and it is very, very much appreciated when manufacturers do. So thank you for that one. So how does this CPU cooler actually perform? Well, I've got it on the Pixel Pub PC right now. I've been benchmarking it and putting it through some tests all day long. The Pixel Pub PC is running an Intel i5 12600K, which is a solid gaming CPU that has a base 125 watt TDP under load, can boost up to 150 watts. The Vetroo V3 is rated for that up to 150 watts, so I figured this would be the perfect computer to put it on. Not to mention, I just get to show it off on the Pixel Pub PC here for a while. While I probably wouldn't be pushing this onto a 14900K or anything like that anytime soon, it is absolutely more than capable so far of taking care of the cooling for these mid-tier stream rigs, gaming PCs, and the like. Since I'm running Ubuntu on the Pixel Pub PC, there's a few different ways that we can put the CPU under load. One of my favorites though is the yes command. It simply outputs any string of characters that you want, literally as fast as it possibly can, as fast as the CPU can, until it literally hits 100% usage. Under that full 100% usage on all cores, it never got above 72 degrees. 72 degrees was the max it hit after letting it sit down here for about an hour. I don't have a ton of other CPU coolers to compare it up against, but just know that on a CPU like a Ryzen 5 or an Intel i5, this cooler should not have any problem. So should you be picking up the Vetroo V3? If you're working with a super tight small case, you want to add a little bit of RGB flair to it, or you just need a solid cooler on a budget, this thing is honestly a win. It's definitely not trying to be a high-end monster, but for being under $30, this definitely brings down the heat. On my CPU, at least. It's definitely not doing much for the drinks. Either way, thanks again to Vetroo for sending out this cooler for us to test. And if you're curious how it stacks up against some other compact coolers, make sure you stick around. I'm hopefully going to be testing a few more, as well as we've got tons of other tech on this channel that are gonna help you stream and game better. Until next time, I'm Devin. Cheers.